Hi, Francis. Kind of along those lines, actually, from the other side. You often talk about, that happiness is the bottom line. Happiness is the bottom line. So there have been some situations lately where there's been a sense of happiness, but it often seems very situational, and it actually seems to be when the separate self is pleased. It feels proud. It's like honestly, it's very personal. It's like, oh, I'm approved of, or I approve of myself, that separate self, and there's a sense of happiness. And it's like, so in those moments is the thing to do just to go with the happiness rather than and think, okay, well, that the object seemed to bring it about, but that's not really it. So whatever that sense of peace is just appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and also not to attribute it to the object.
I'm sorry?
Not. We shouldn't attribute the peace to the object.
Right. It is, but it's very easy to think that it is. So how do I unhook it?
If it were to be attributed to the object, the peace would be lasting, as long as the object lasts.
That's kind of how it is.
Right?
Yes.
So, but in fact it doesn't. You have had a long desire for this Vuitton bag, and all of a sudden you have the money to buy it, you buy the Vuitton bag, you are very happy, you go on the Champs-Élysées with looking at all the windows for the reflection, modeling it, yeah? And but then
transitory.
After a few hours, you still have the damn thing, but it's just a bag. You see what I mean? Yeah. In other words, you still have it. The object is still there, but the happiness is gone. Right? Which shows obviously that the object was not the carrier of the happiness. So what happened really is that the desire for the bag all of a sudden disappeared because you bought the bag. Right? Mm-hmm. So then the happiness, its origin was this moment of desirelessness.
Right.
Right? So happiness is a desireless state. The problem is that as long as we believe to be a separate entity, once one desire has been fulfilled, a multiplicity of new fears and desire take birth. Mm-hmm. And then now you want a Ferrari or you want something else, right? So it's an endless process. But the moment we understand that the happiness was not in any of the objects, then there is a new possibility that arises. And then we begin to look for happinesses in a state which is non-objective. And that's the beginning of the way back home, if you will. It's a reversal, it's a real conversion, a reversal of the direction of the desire, from out towards the object to back towards the subject. And the place of the subject is where our enthusiasm lies. That's why I say it's very important to follow the enthusiasm, to follow what is positive instead of keeping track of the suffering all the time. That's.
But that's what I mean. It's like when to follow the enthusiasm, it seems like there can be an enthusiasm for creating those proud experience. Whatever brought that proud experience, then can easily become. You see what I mean? That can be the enthusiasm, but then you're stuck with, that can become its own.
At some point,
treadmill.
No, at some point that your desire, your deepest desire, your heart's desire, no Vuitton bag will ever fulfill it.
Yeah.
And by Vuitton bag, it's
Yeah,
a
I know.
metaphor,
Whatever,
you understand?
whatever, Brian.
Nothing
Mhm.
of this world will ever fulfill it. And that, it's a lesson, we understand it a little bit, but then we don't like it. We say, no, because we are attached to the Vuitton bags.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? And then we, and you know, but then there is a moment, it is clear to us that nothing of that kind. And that's when someone comes and offers you a Vuitton bag. You couldn't care less, but why not? It's a celebration, it's nice. Love, beauty, the miracle of the universe. Beautiful. You see, but it's different.
That makes sense to me. It sounds too like the investigation really needs to happen somewhere in between those two, like being caught in the bag or being caught in the other side of things. The investigation almost can't happen at those times. It has to be when it's neutral.
When you have heard that you have to follow your enthusiasm rather than the bags, it changes something in you, that you cannot really follow the bags. You are no longer, perhaps a little bit, but then, no. You see, so then your trajectory changes, because you are not pulled by this object or that object or that object. And that your trajectory happens by itself, back towards the center. You don't need to walk towards the center. All we need to do is to stop walking away from it. Because when we stop really walking away from it, we are already there. So we don't have to go back to the center. Because then the center would be another object. We just have to stop pretending we are not there already.
Okay, thank you.